everybody. ECBA 406, Lesson 7, final lesson in this. I don't know about you, but I thought it sped by pretty quickly. Uh, it's always different for me than other folks, though, sometimes. Just finished up Lesson 6. Lesson 6 was an interesting one in that you talked about controls and control systems that are placed in management. And the discussion board I particularly liked this week because what it did was it asked organizations struggle with is trying to find the balance between control and creativity. How can you take those people who are truly innovative and put shackles on them, if you will, or put them in a box, or put them in control systems? And that's something that I think is a challenge for organizations, because if you really believe in utilizing the talents of individuals, then sometimes you need to make sure that you don't put those types of boundaries on creative people, or you wind up not being a very innovative organization at all. And so what I used to do at Conagra is I used to identify through strength finders, which is something that I'm not sure if any of you have gone through or not, but Strength Finders is a book by Tom Rath that really measures your organizational strengths and against 34 different strength metrics, or matrices, I guess is the proper way to say that. And then it really gives you and your manager an opportunity to look at where you should be placed from a creativity perspective, from an organizational perspective, and so on. And so what I try to do at Conagra is to make sure that I had creative people in creative positions, and try to provide as few boundaries as I possibly could on them. And then those people who were organizational, very analytical, and so on, I put them in more control organizations, or control positions, if you will, for risk management, process development, and those types of things. So that was Lesson 6 discussion. And then your submission on the course project this week, as I mentioned earlier, was one that a lot of people have trouble with because it deals with finance. And so I made a few pointers, or I'm going to make a few pointers on your papers this week about that. Lesson 7 is going to be really light, and I did that on purpose, mainly because you submit your final paper in Lesson 7, and I want to make sure you go back and have an opportunity to correct all the things that I had commented on throughout the different lessons. So you have one discussion board, and it's really just your thoughts on the class. What were the things that were the most impactful for you? What were the things that you think you're going to carry forward into your job, into your position? And then finally, what you do is you just submit your final paper. Again, it's 10% of your grade, so I'd encourage you to go back and take a look at all those things that I've made comments on throughout the paper. One note this week, I am currently in Dallas, Texas, visiting my kids for Thanksgiving holidays, but I'll be leaving tomorrow, and we'll be back in Seattle for a day, and then I head to New Zealand and Australia on Thursday, and it takes forever to get there. And so I'll be on an airplane and sort of out of pocket on Thursday. I'm trying to remember the time because it's like 15-hour time difference or some such thing. So Thursday and Friday, the best way to contact me for the next few days through the end of the class is via email, and I will bounce you back via Skype or some other mechanism if we need to chat. The one thing I do want to emphasize is that everything needs to be in by Sunday night. I've got a very strict timeline on that to get grades back into the system. So please make sure you submit everything by Sunday night. I've really enjoyed the class, enjoyed your input and feedback, and wish you all well in your continued studies. If there are any, this may be the last class for some of you, but certainly I wish you all well in your continued career. Thanks.